It is exactly 9:38 a.m. This is News and Views on Salam Media. I'm just trying to understand if my technical producer wants me to go for an ad break now. No, he says no. He's shaking his head in the negative. So that means Abie Isaacs is going to be standing by to talk with me right now about a very important issue. At 9:39 a.m., we cross over to the Western Cape, and the man is sitting in his car ready to talk to us about the Cape Town gearing up for army deployment as police raid gang strongholds. A very, very good morning to you, Abie Isaacs. Welcome to the program. Lovely to have you here.
Good morning. Salam alaikum to you and your listeners.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you so much for your time. You are with the Cape Flats Safety Forum, and before we go into the heart of the matter, with the army being deployed to the Cape Flats and other gangland holding areas in the Western Cape, let's understand who you are, what your work entails, and why are you with the Cape Flats Safety Forum? I mean, off air, I said to you that you're placing your life on the line with every single day being on this forum. How do you view it, and how and why did you become involved?
First and foremost, community calling is a passion. I think I need to put that there. Secondly, I've been involved in the Mitchells Plain Community Policing Forum for many years. However, when we started the Cape Flats Safety Forum, I needed to move and focus myself onto the Cape Flats Safety Forum, which is much broader than the Community Policing Forum. If one can quickly cite an example, the Community Policing Forum have limited powers. E.g., for an example, they cannot, from time to time, challenge government directly because it's a legislative structure. However, as the Cape Flats Safety Forum is a registered NPO, we have that mandate, so we can speak broadly around matters. Yes, we are based as an organization, we are based in Mitchells Plain, but however, we represent the vast majority of the community on the Cape Flats. So when we address issues specifically related to the Cape Flats. We also need to acknowledge, and this is not a political statement, that we need to acknowledge that within the city of Cape Town, it's what we call a city of two tales. You know, there's the one for the rich, and then there's one for the poor. So we basically represent that pocket of community, that vulnerable pocket of community.
Okay, then how long have you been doing this work?
I've been involved in the community policing front or the safety and security front since could be 1987. Was part of the transformation process, also looking at safety and security. So it's like 30 odd years, if one can put it that way.
Do you believe a forum like yours is and can make a meaningful difference in areas which is absolutely gang-ridden and violent?
I believe we can make a difference, but as we've always been advocating it, dealing with crime, it's a multifaceted approach. So obviously from our side, we need other formations, NGOs, CBOs, and faith-based organizations to come and join us.
Okay, I want to touch on two other issues before we come to the situation of the deployment of the SANDF in Mitchells Plain and other such crime-ridden areas. Now, the DA has been talking about a safety wall between the current airport. I'm not quite sure how many kilometers the wall will run for. According to the DA, it is for the safety of not only the citizens of South Africa, but the tourists to the country, which does bring much needed revenue to our tourism industry. And of course, it also creates, the more tourists we have, the more jobs we can get. And we do know we've had some horrific issues around where tourists have been mugged, raped, hurt, and even killed. Your thoughts on that safety wall? Is it going to be is it going to be a service to the Western Cape or a disservice to the people, and why?
I think first and foremost we need to recognize that, as I've indicated, we're dealing with a city of two tales. When we speak about the war, we'll be able to deal with quite a number of issues because the war literally separates the two areas from each other. You know, the rich and the poor, the area that I've referred to, the city of two tales.
And so, in your opinion, you don't think it's a good idea?
In our opinion, I don't think it's a good idea.
What about what sort of objections is your Safety Forum and other interested parties making to the DA regarding the wall? Because as we see it and as we're hearing, it seems as if the DA is forging ahead with this plan.
I think, yes, obviously, any political party, and I'm not going to be specific to the DA, that has the numbers will be able to push any notion through. You know, even at national level, if you have the relevant numbers, you would be able to push certain programs through.
Do you think that there's going to be pushback if they go ahead with this wall?
I think from
the people, obviously from the people on the ground. And how is it going to restrict the people?
I think what we're saying, the wall would basically, as I said, the city of two tales would divide, and then it would, as foreign nationals, you would not be able to see, or visitors coming to the country would not be able to see what's happening on the other side of the wall.
Okay, I'm going to go for an ad break, but can I please ask you to not walk around? If you could sit in one spot so that it doesn't interfere with you walking, doesn't interfere with the transmission, if you don't mind. As you're standing now still, it works fine. So please just stand by. We're going for an ad break.
Sure.
This is Salam Media.
Discover the Africa of your dreams and surround yourself with her spectacular beauty. Relax beneath her serene sunsets and explore wildlife at its natural best. It's where the pride of Africa comes together. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve. Get to know the Big Five or cruise on an elephant safari game drive. Interact with lion and tiger cubs and enjoy world-class halal cuisine while we pamper you during your 5-star stay. Indulge in the true African experience. For reservations, call now on 042-203-1400 or visit kwantu.co.za. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve, the place of gathering.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness, and every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. Come to us. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and freezer card calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031-208-9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
Searching for elite local and international investment and advisory services from an award-winning firm? Look no further than the Belmont Meyer Group, your gateway to unparalleled investment and wealth management. At Belmont Meyer, we believe in the art of wealth creation, a meticulous process fueled by our unwavering commitment to excellence. With a focus on providing elite alternative investments and quality advice, we also pride ourselves on maximizing value for our esteemed investors, as seen through our consistent outperformance. Your financial success is our top priority. Join us at Belmont Meyer and experience the difference firsthand. Ready to embark on a journey of greatness? Contact us today. Reach out to the Belmont Meyer Group on 078 786 1698. Call or WhatsApp or email us at info@belmontmayor.com. Elevate your financial future with Belmont Meyer, where every detail matters.
When the perfect blend of stylish decor, exquisite halal cuisine, and warm hospitality come together, it could only mean Albeit Lodge, your true home away from home. Albeit is the ideal heaven for families, business people, and tourists with its 4-star family rooms and other luxurious facilities. Conveniently situated close to Port Elizabeth Airport, the beach, and other amenities, your stay will be truly unforgettable, as you'll be taking home lasting memories of the warm hospitality, the serenity and tranquility that Albeit has to offer. For reservations, call 041 583 6415 or visit www.albeitlodge.co.za.
Connect and stay ahead with Salam Media. This is Salam Media, coming to you live from South Africa.
I think that it's just about what is happening to the Christian Palestinians. We have a few faith leaders here in Cape Town who led a walk to the churches are going to engage on it. Well, I think it's very important for us to show the true face of Zionism. It's a settler colony. It doesn't care who it steals from.
We get various months in alliance with certain groups. Revived or saved a whole nation.
Salam Media, a global voice for humanity. Connect.
Welcome back. It's exactly 9:52 a.m. and unfortunately we lost the connection to our guest, Abie Isaacs. He is on the safety forum at Mitchell's Plain, the Cape Flats. So let's see if we can get him back online. We want to talk about the area gearing up for army deployment as police raid gang strongholds. Abie, are you there? Good morning. I'm sorry, it seems as if we're unable to reconnect with you, but can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me? Unfortunately,
Yes.
I was in a bad connection area.
I can hear you loudly and clearly. Let's get to the heart of the matter. And we understand that the Western Cape Police are preparing to receive South African National Defence Force members. They are going to be deployed to combat gang violence. This, of course, comes hot on the heels of Cyril Ramaphosa's announcement of military intervention in crime hotspots. How do you see this, Abie? How do you think that the SANDF can be successful where the police were not?
First and foremost, and I need to place on record, as the Cape Flats Safety Forum, December 2022, we've already seen that the Cape Flats was under siege. On that day, we already started calling for the SANDF to be deployed. And throughout the 2 years, we've been persistent calling for SANDF to be deployed as a force multiplier to the South African Police Service. And I need to say, as a force multiplier, one is to stabilize the area. So once the area is stabilized, then the police needs to go back to the drawing board, because just 9th September, the minister were here, the acting minister were here, and it clearly illustrated there's no plan to deal with gang violence.
Okay, so you kind of believe that the SANDF will be able to create some sort of stability. There are other parties suggesting that the army is not geared up to be trying to keep peace and order in urban areas. They are actually trained to fight wars, that they won't know how to deal with the situation. The whole idea also is, we know that the Cape Flats is ridden with drug dealing, drug cartels, drug manufacturing, drug peddling. There are a whole host of drug lords in those areas, and they have a very, very strong foothold. They actually run and they run those communities. If the police up to now are not able to tackle that issue, we also know there are a lot of corrupt police. Do you think the SANDF will be able to make a dent? What do you see their role as being?
I think, as we've been saying, SANDF, the deployment of SANDF as a force multiplier, while the police do the necessary operational plans or execute the operational plans, the South African Defence Force must be there to cover out the perimeter. It also frees up the police to do other activities and to continue in terms of the operational plan. That is number one. Number two, yes, we do understand that we live in a country, in a democratic country, where there's two schools of thought. There's a school of thought that says, let's bring in the army, and then there's a school of thought that says, the army is not trained for urban terror. But we also need to acknowledge that during the COVID period, the army was utilized or deployed specifically to stabilize and assist the South African Police Service. So we see them playing that particular role, when it comes to crime, when it comes to gangsterism and those things. We also note for a fact that the South African Defence Force also comes with their own intelligence, for military intelligence. So they need to be able to share information with the South African Police Services, where specifically the intelligence perspective, where they did not pick up anything. So that is also another area of embarkment that we are calling for.
There are certain people in certain circles that believe that the SANDF won't make a meaningful difference in these crime-ridden areas. You are on the ground there, and when you speak and you say that they will assist, do you firmly believe that, and how long do you believe that they should remain in these areas? Because the fear is, let's assume they remain there for a couple of months, a couple of years for that matter, and the moment they move out, the area will be infested with crime again, that drugs will start popping up all over the place, drug lords will be back in power, back in business. How do you see this playing out?
I think first and again, as I said, they will play a force multiplier. Two, we do acknowledge that they will only be there for a certain period. As I said, it gives the opportunity. Remember, just 2024, there was a MOU signed between the three tiers of government, the city, the province, and national. It also gives them the opportunity to see, for the last year, where did we fail? Where is Where can we do adjustments? So it gives that opportunity for the three spheres of government to sit and readjust the plan. We also need to, within this province, we had what we called a safety plan that was driven by the Premier in the last term. That in itself was a complete failure. So based on that, and again, we are saying it is a multifaceted approach when you're dealing with crime, because we need to be able to look deeper into the root causes of crime. Overcrowding. I'm just going to mention overcrowding, early teenage pregnancies, school dropouts, and the list goes on. Those are the factors that the departments need to start dealing in. Whilst we have Sundag to stabilize, the other departments need to move in and do the necessary in terms of that. Easy, for an example, what we've been saying and what we've been noting, that the Department of Social Development, with all due respect, we haven't seen them active, because they need to be able to pick up a child when a child moves away from or a child becomes ill-disciplined, So that is some of the issues that we are saying. Again, Sunday would be here as a temporary measure. Same way, they need to come back. The three spheres of government needs to work around a clear strategy.
Okay, Abie, I heard someone suggesting that it's going to cost the government or the taxpayers 15 million rands per day, not per week, not per month, 15 million rands per day for the SNDF to be on the ground in these crime-ridden areas. And I know, do you not believe that that money for a year, 6 months or a year, could be put to better use? You've mentioned social services, you've mentioned school dropouts, you've mentioned delinquency amongst children, you've mentioned overcrowding. If that money could create employment, if that money could create more housing, decent housing for people, if that money could ramp up social services to the areas, would that not be a better long-term solution? Because as soon as SNDF pulls out of the areas, will it not be back to same old again?
Yeah, therefore, I hear what the colleague is saying, 1.5 million or 50 million, whatever the amount is. I think it's important that we need to stabilize. That's the priority. Stabilize the area because, as I always say, on the Cape Flats, we don't have to switch on Netflix to hear gunshots. It's a daily reality. So stabilizing the area with the South African Defence Force as a force multiplier, it's a priority. Now, then we look into, as I say, the spheres of government, the three spheres of government. Yes, now we can look at, is it still necessary? And I'm just thinking as an ordinary citizen, is it still relevant for us to send our soldiers to other countries? Because remember, just a couple of months ago, that was the discussion. When our soldiers were out in another country, why don't we bring the soldiers to come and secure our borders? Why don't we bring the soldiers to the Cape Flats and other gang-ridden areas? Those were the issues that were raised.
Okay, let's leave it there. And obviously, as I have said, other people are suggesting that 15 million rand per day, which equals to 450 million rand for just 1 month, that is going to cost the government to have SANDF in the Cape Flats, that money can be put to better use. But you are on the ground. You live this this is your daily lived reality. And if you believe that the army can come in and work as a stabilizing force and then start working from there, then please God, let the right thing prevail in the area. But thank you thank you for your time. We're talking from the outside looking in, and everybody else will have great ideas and great suggestions and great solutions. But it's only people like yourself on the ground in those areas that know what is best for you. So let's see when and if this does happen. How soon are they coming into the area, Abie?
We anticipate them to be in this week or alternatively next week, because what I believe the president wants a detailed plan from both ministers.
Okay, and are they going to be working in conjunction with the police?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, and I suppose CPF and your forum as well will be there to assist them and probably show them the crime hotspots, etc.
That's correct. Yes, that's what we've done.
Okay,
will
I'll
be
tell
doing.
you what we will do, Abie, is maybe connect up with you in perhaps a month's time, or once we heard that the soldiers have been deployed to the Cape Flats, we will try and talk with you on a more regular basis to hear just how it's going, what sort of progress is being made, how the people on the ground are responding to their presence, and if crime rates are in fact coming down. So the taste is in the
No
pudding.
problem.
It's really a test of time. We will be in touch with you. Thank you for talking with us
So,
today.
Takla, thank you very much.
Thank you and Assalamu alaikum to you. It is exactly 10:04. That's it for the show with us this morning, News and Views with me, Julie Ali. I will be back tomorrow morning on the mid-morning show, and I'd like to give you a heads up. Our schedule will be changing completely for the month of Ramadan. And in case you're wondering why, simply put, I think it's just allowing a new approach, fresh voices, fresh views, different viewpoints, different voices to be heard on air throughout the month of Ramadan. So next week, Monday and Tuesday, you will be joining me in the afternoons at 2:30 on the midday show or the late afternoon show. We haven't given it a name yet. We're thinking about it. Perhaps it's the Ramadan special show. We're going to think about an appropriate name and come up with it. So our whole format, the whole roster is going to change. You're going to be hearing beautiful, interesting voices on air in the month of Ramadan, starting this Thursday morning, inshallah. And undoubtedly, you are going to love this shake-up as far as our program formats are concerned. But it is only for the month of Ramadan. So do enjoy it. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be thought-provoking. All of that and much, much more, inshallah. But don't forget to join me tomorrow morning at 11. Till then, as always, take care on the roads. Assalamu alaikum and Khudafiz from me, Julie